Hey, we have here today an interesting integral from the MIT integration bee 2023. This was regular season problem 4. We have the integral of 1 minus this whole thing. Just looking at this kind of hurts my head and makes it kind of difficult to deal with, but when you break it down, it's actually not too bad. So the thing that's important is they give us this information that's not infinite, it's actually goes like 2023 deep. And so like if we wrote this all out, we would have actually 2023 of these 1 minuses that we could count up. So like my process was to start at the bottom, just take one term, try to simplify it, eliminate it, then we just have 2022 of these left. And of course, we're not going to do all 2023, but if we start simplifying terms from the bottom, we might get some insights and figure out how to solve this thing. So let's just start with that. So I'm just going to break off this 1 minus 1 over x, and I'll get a common denominator. So I'll write it as x over x minus 1 over x. And that's going to be x minus 1 over x. And this will just be kind of our first iteration. And so at this point, if we took this and put it back in here, you notice we've eliminated one of these 1 minuses, but then we can do another set of simplification. So taking this and putting it back into our giant fraction tower thing, I can do another iteration. And so for the next one, we're going to have 1 minus 1 over this thing, x minus 1 over x. I'll flip this and put it into the numerator. So we'll have 1 minus x over x minus 1. But then again, getting a common denominator, again, I can write this as x minus 1 over x minus 1. But then these x's are going to cancel here, and we're just going to have minus 1 over x minus 1. So then for the next iteration, we'll just take this and plug it in again. So we're going to have 1 minus 1 over this thing, which is going to be minus 1 over x minus 1. I'll cancel we'll do minus minus as a plus. Then I'll bring this into the numerator here. So we're going to have just 1 plus x minus 1. Well, that's just x. So now taking just x and putting it back into this fraction, well, the next thing we get is 1 minus 1 over x. But we actually already did that. That's what we did right here. So we see that this just brings us back to our first iteration. And then that's going to bring us to our second iteration. This is just going to go on and on. So we notice that for every 3 of these 1 minuses, this process is going to repeat. So what we're saying is if we do this for 3 times or 6 times or 9 times or any multiple of 3, that's going to end up at the same place. Well, we notice that 2022 is divisible by 3 just because the digits sum to 6 and that's divisible by 3. So it turns out if we do this simplification 2022 times, we get right to this point here. So for our last iteration, we're going to end up with just this 1 minus 1 over x. Sorry, I forgot the dx on the original integral. That's a big mistake. Okay, we got our dx here. That's important. Okay, so after eliminating 2022 of these 1 minuses, and we just have 1 left over, well, it's going to be this one right here. So we can rewrite this whole integral as just 1 minus 1 over x dx. But then integrating this is going to be really simple. So we'll just integrate this and we get x minus natural log absolute value x plus c, and that's it. Okay, so it was a pretty strange problem. All we really had to do was figure out what was going on, and then the integral was really simple. So it really wasn't too hard. It was just kind of hard to look at and interpret. So we'll stop it there. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a great day.